What up, y'all? It's in the evening time, late in the evening. I just got out the bath, burning the hell up, which is unusual because it's after 10 at night. And now it's about 9:30. But I'm hot. And I think it's because I'm hot on the inside. I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. Probably depressed. I don't know. I can't self-diagnose, but today was just one of those days. It was pretty heavy. You know what I mean? And life be lifing, man. You know, shit didn't go as planned today. I had to plan as I go. But it's cracking. I have to plan as I go, but it's all good because no matter what impediments that I face, I will overcome. It's just what it is. My method is not fly. My method is not fashionable. It's not even popular. As a matter of fact, it's never been seen before. And so, of course, it draws a lot of judgment from all the wrong people. And that's cool because I'm accustomed to that too. I've never shared the details of my life publicly, but because I'm about to make a move, I'll be leaving Arizona soon. Destination undisclosed. I haven't even shared it with my family yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really trying to keep it close to my chest for personal reasons. One thing I do want to say, because I don't feel like I have a lot of influence on social media or anything like that. I don't consider myself to be that guy. It's not something that I ever aspired for. I'm a hood nigga. That's just what it is. I just happen to be one who can articulate my thoughts and my expressions in a way that's kind of precise. But that's it. And that too is not something that I really champion as a hell of an accomplishment, because it's the collective residuals of me being in prison for so long. For those of y'all who don't know, I went to prison in 1988. Got caught up for some bullshit. Whole lot of drugs involved, 200 kilos. And some gangster shit with some individuals who, they was in a gang, but they didn't know the rules of engagement. And one of my homeboys was getting jumped. He was getting mollywopped. And I couldn't break through the crowd. I mean, I wasn't gonna leave my homeboy there, but I couldn't break through the crowd. I was, $1.50 soaking wet. So I pulled my toolie out and let it bark, because I know when that Nina bark, motherfuckers have a tendency to shake the spot, and that was my intention. I just needed to clear a pathway so I can get to my homie, swoop him up, and do what I need to do. I did that. Those same individuals who called themselves playing gangster called the police, told on me in like 5 different languages, pointed me out, picked me out of a lineup, the whole 9. Everything that you shouldn't do, everything that you vowed not to do when you embrace this street code, they did that shit. They did that shit. I don't do co-defendants. You know what I'm saying? I do my shit solo, dolo. But them motherfuckers was telling stories, making up shit. I mean, it was really just some awesome shit. And I didn't take it serious. I mean, I went through my preliminary and all of that shit before trial, and thinking I was a gangster about mine, telling them to eat a whole bag of dicks. I ain't got nothing to say to you. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And it's not something that I glorify now. You know, it fucked off 35 plus years of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying my life is all that, but it's mine. And I feel some kind of way about that shit. Anyhow, I digress. I went through trial, kept my back straight. I ain't talk. I ain't even express what happened. My whole story was, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Eat a bag of dicks. Let's go to trial. My case number is CR 1989-09859. So if you want to run a check, nigga, run it. You know what I'm talking about? Because mine is official. I went to trial. I was 18 years old. They found me guilty. And they sentenced me to life in prison. Life in prison. Fucked me up. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna sit here and play gangsta and all that extra. I don't do none of that. Y'all want special effects, you can get a Walt Disney movie. You know what I mean? That Iron Man joint really goes with the special effects and shit. So, you know, tap into that bullshit if you need to. I'm gonna keep it thorough on 100. That shit fucked me up. Within the first 6 months of me being sentenced and in prison, within 6 months, at the age of 18, I had to come to the realization that all the people that are near and dear to me are gonna die before I get out. I had to come to terms with that, and I had to reconcile that. And any emotions attached there too. It wasn't easy. Furthermore, being sentenced with a life sentence, it causes all moral compasses to be blown to smithereens. Because if I get into some funky shit with anybody, I could take that life. And I don't get more time. I mean, how much more time you gonna give me on top of a life sentence? So, you know, armed with all of these different perspectives, all of these different facts, all of these different truths about my circumstance, I navigated it like a champ, I think. You know, and at the end of the day, I really believe that what I think about me is what matters the most. But I'm also considerate and courteous of what other people think too, because I'm out here. You know what I mean? I fucks with the streets. I hugs the block. I'm not one of these house niggas that want to post up in the cut and get behind social media and talk that talk. You know what I mean? Take these fucking pictures and fancify them motherfuckers through a filter of some G shit. I'm really out here. You know what I mean? I stayed in that prison for over 35 years straight, from the age of 18. I'm now 54, on the cusp of being 55, December 21st. And I did not emerge unscathed. Yeah, physically, I'm up to par. Physically, I'm up to par. What's crack-a-lackin'? Making a video. Emotionally, I'm damaged. Psychologically, I'm sure I'm damaged too. When you're in an abnormal place, it's normal to do abnormal shit. You know what I mean? There's nothing normal about prison. It's 100% Neanderthalic. It's just a cesspool of the worst situations and circumstances multiplied exponentially. And you deal with every creed, class, color, lifestyle, alternative lifestyle. And you need to have some type of skill cultivated so that you could navigate those things. What's up, bro? So you can navigate those things without rubbing too many feathers wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you find yourself in some smoke. And a lot of people really don't want that smoke. Wasn't my circumstances, wasn't my situation, but I'm an exception to that rule. I had my run-in of drama and bullshit. You know what I mean? But I did what I had to do in order to emerge in one piece, as all people in those circumstances do. My problem and my issue is now. First of all, being in prison for 35 plus years, you learn dependency. And that is a true terminology. It's called learned dependency. Because we weren't allowed to rely on ourselves. We had to depend on them, the ops, to tell us when to shit, when to shower, when to shave, when to go to sleep, lights out, when to get the fuck up, when to go to breakfast, when to go to lunch, when to go to dinner, when to go to visit, what to wear, when to wear, how to wear, go to rec field, come back in, go over here, go over there, go see a counselor, go do this, go do that, go see disciplinary. You know what I mean? They instruct your life, period. You have no autonomy. Well, after doing that for 35 years, how the fuck you expect me to have the ability or the know-how to instruct my own life? You know what I mean? If you take X-Lax for 1 year, just one, because of the lack of usage in those muscles, you'll become dependent. You won't even have a bowel movement without using X-Lax because those muscles no longer work. You have become totally dependent. It's a learned dependency. It's the same thing with us. That's what institutionalization is. I'm able to articulate it, but I still suffer from the same shit. And now the things that I'm suffering from now out here with these punk ass ops, and I apologize to my father for the middle finger, but I so don't apologize to nobody else because that's my attitude about the police, about the ops, about Israel, about all these motherfuckers who traffic in all this bullshit that's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's not a new script. It's not a new playbook. Man, that shit was difficult. It was difficult. I never lost hope, but it was difficult. I educated my own self because my whole mentality was, okay, y'all don't want to let me about this bitch? Not a problem. I'll be the proverbial thorn in the lion's paw. And so I'm going to bury myself deeper within and show you what an irritant feels like. You know what I'm talking about? That was my attitude because I just had to get at him. When you're in an abnormal place, it's normal to do abnormal shit for survival. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. Go to Spain. Guarantee you learn some Spanish. You know what I mean? Just so you can navigate to do the simple things. Now I'm out. And I'm having to discover things on my own that I don't necessarily feel I'm capable of doing so. In the spirit of honesty, I had no way of knowing that I would not be able to sleep for a couple of weeks because the mattresses are too soft. I feel like I'm drowning in a fucking bed of feathers or something. I did not know I would not be able to eat for a couple of weeks because the food is too rich after eating cardboard for 35 years. I did not know that I would have panic attacks when I see too many colors or too much movement. Nobody told me that. Nobody forewarned me about that. I did not know. Therefore, because I did not know, I could not properly prepare for those things. I did not know that I was so technologically stupid, technologically retarded. I'm learning things now, and I'm having to learn things now that the rest of society evolved into over decades. You know what I mean? Most people, they're born with computers and smartphones in their hands, so they're more adept at navigating those particular devices. I'm not. I'm having to learn all of these things and be adept at them in a spark of time, just so that I can be effective and a productive member of this society. That's cool. I mean, it's a load, it's a burden, but it's cool. What's not cool is the fact that because I was in prison from the age of 18 to just recently, and under that environment, because you really couldn't feel anything, you couldn't allow yourself to experience emotions because, you know, that was looked at as weakness. You would be preyed upon, and don't nobody want that. You know what I mean? So we're forced to suppress those feelings, those emotions. And so I never had the opportunity to really experience the texture of any emotion. I had to keep my shit mental. And I did. But now I don't have to. And I'm experiencing those feelings and I'm experiencing those emotions, and I don't know how to navigate them. And they're intense and they're overwhelming, and I don't know what to do with it. That's just my truth. It hurts. It makes you feel alone because you can't really articulate these things to the masses and everybody feel you. They're gonna look at you like you crazy unless you give them some context with the text, unless you let them know what your whole journey has been, so they can be like, oh, okay, now I get it. And then they still don't get it because they can't fathom. I promise you can't fathom the shit that goes on up in there. You can't. I can tell you some stories, but you know, I don't tell no stories. You know what I'm saying? It's just an adjustment process. And I'm not bitching and I'm not complaining. I promise you. I know my local congressman. I've done events for him, put on different shows and all this extra shit for him. I know him. If I want to file a complaint, I know how to do that. I'm very, very, very effective when it comes to all of those things, administrative remedies and that sort of thing. So this is so not a complaint. This is just a statement of fact for you to fuck with. And I'm sure my parole officer is going to hear this, and probably all of her superiors and consorts, and I personally don't give two fucks about that, because I stand 10 toes in the... My bad. I guess that's how serious and adamant I am about the statement that I just made. Take it how you want to. I don't personally give a fuck because, like I said, I'm letting this shit be known. Because if I don't, and shit go real bad, and it's a possibility that it might, I won't have nobody to blame but myself. Really, you dig what I'm saying? Because I didn't take the time to explain. And it's hard. It's difficult. So this is my attempt to do just that. You know, I've had a couple of people to tell me, hey man, you articulate well, man, you're a good communicator, blah, 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 blah. Gucci. And so maybe I'll articulate well and I'm a good communicator because, you know, my higher power navigated me and refined me for that specific purpose. I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. I'm still discovering who I am because for so long I had to put on masks and play this role or play that role to accommodate this person or that person or this group of people or those particular politics or this situation or that circumstance. You know what I mean? You put on so many masks that shit becomes habitual and then you lose yourself if you're not rooted in something of significance and substance. So part of my definition of freedom is never wearing a mask. I'm gonna keep it 100 all the time. At least I'm gonna do my best. The only time that I don't keep it 100 is when I don't keep it 100. And when I don't keep it 100, it's because it's not feasible to keep it 100. Because keeping it 100, it can be incriminating. And so, reconcile the dichotomy between those two extremes. But do it on your own time. I'm just giving you the facts and my truths. I've been out for 2 years and almost 3 months. November 29th would be 2 years and 3 months. I've known people who've done less time and haven't survived this long. I've had maybe one run in with the po-pos. I think I was something to eat a bag of dicks or some shit like that. I haven't committed no crimes. I haven't been caught for no crimes. I haven't committed no crimes. And I try to be a positive person for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Comb through my fucking social media. You will find no disrespect. Never disrespected women. I don't pop like that. I ain't never popped at no females, tried to get at no females. I'm not no pervert. I don't do none of that extra shit. I'm just a real ass nigga doing real ass shit, trying to survive in this fake ass world. You know what I mean? And it's a balancing act. On top of all of the above mentioned, I've been in a place separated from a society. So in fact, that now I'm in this society and everything is shiny and new. Everything is shiny and new. I don't have a distinguishing mark to determine this is good or that's bad. When people ask me what I want to eat, food. I don't know what I want for dinner. I can't tell you the difference between lasagna and macaroni and cheese, or, you know what I mean? I haven't arrived at a place where I have the luxury of deciding between the foods. I'm just content to have food that tastes like food. That's a real thing for me. I get panic attacks. I get anxiety when somebody asks me what do I want to eat. That's a real thing. Shouldn't be, but it is. It's something that I'm discovering. I break down and cry a lot. And that's some weird shit for me, because usually it's a situation, a circumstance. It's not a situation or a circumstance. It's just out of nowhere. I just feel overwhelmed and I have to sit the fuck down and I cry like a baby. I know what the fuck that shit's about. I've had 1,000 people tell me I need to see a therapist. And you must have PTSD. You've been in prison for Gucci. Okay, tell me what I need to do. I can accept that. But you won't give me the steps of how to do it, because sitting in front of a therapist requires a certain amount of trust. I don't have that. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? How do I cultivate a trust when I've been in the system of cutthroats all my life? I mean, where do you get that from? See, it's easy to tell me what I should do in order to maintain, but if you don't give me instruct, if you don't give me direct, if you don't lay it down for me in a blueprint, then I'm gonna fuck up. They don't do that. They don't have anybody give a blueprint. They can't tell me how I should comport myself in society, because they've not experienced the individual who's done 35 plus years and emerged unscathed, who can ambulate from point A to point B, who does cultivate a thought and can actually present that thought or convey that thought to any motherfucking population and make sure it's adequately felt. They haven't experienced that yet. And that's not to place myself on a par or to separate myself from anybody else. It's simply to say I'm altogether something different. It is not a one-size-fits-all that works for me. You know, I went through the little programs, the New Freedoms and the Chandler Valley Hopes and all of that, and it was not a chore. It was not a challenge. I take the curriculum like a hot knife through butter. You know what I mean? The things that a lot of people find challenges in when it comes to academia, I don't. But then again, I'm purpose for this shit. That's all I did in prison is study. You know what I mean? So I don't have problems with that. The things that I do have problems with, and I try to convey it, I don't get no help for it. You know what I mean? They want to put you in these groups, substance abuse group or addiction groups and all of these things. I'm addicted to hugging the block. I'm not addicted to a substance. I'm addicted to the substance of hugging the block, everything that comes with it. And why that addiction is there? Because it was yesterday for me when I was hugging the block. 35 years ago for me was yesterday. And so I still have that in me. You know what I'm saying? All of these things I can articulate. All of these things I can conceptualize. But I can't remedy them. I don't have the cure. I don't have the remedy. And my fear is that in spite of my efforts, in spite of my energy, in spite of my sincerity, I'll fail. I'll fail because I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what to ask for help for. I'm discovering these things anew. And I'm doing it under the threat of if I fuck up, I go back to prison for the rest of my life. I'm right over here on Grand, y'all, so you're going to hear this funky ass train in the background. Or maybe that's just the bell letting me know that I've said enough. I don't know. I guess I really want it to be known and understood that I've met a lot of very interesting people. I've learned a lot of things. And I'm still in the process of my growth and development. I'm a loyal motherfucker. I got a few homeboys, not a lot, but a few. I try to pull up on them on a regular basis. A lot of people see me post a lot of shit. There's a method to that madness too. So you got to keep in mind the whole catalog of music from 1988 to 2022. I can't fuck with it. I can't listen to it and vibe because when I hear it, it reminds me of prison. You know, so I'm trying to export 35 plus years of memories and replace them with new ones. And I do it by way of taking pictures. And so you'll see me photograph a lot of shit. That's what I do. I'm just trying to make more memories, man. These are tools that I've cultivated that I find it helps me because nobody else has done it. They don't have a textbook for a person like me. When I go into these settings with these other individuals, I let it be known from jump. I am not amongst my equals. And that is not to place myself on a pedestal. I don't do that. It's simply to say, look, partner, you know, the situation that I'm dealing with, I feel like a cancer patient in a room full of diabetics. And this is not to diminish the importance of diabetes. It's simply to say, look, metformin and insulin, this is not the cure for me. I got cancer. I need some chemo. And ain't nobody out here trafficking in that. And so I'm trying to make it do what it do, man. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to excel and elevate. And I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to expand. I'm a sponge. I like to learn. I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? I take to shit like that. And I want to do something with it. And I want to make it work for me. And I really believe in my heart of hearts that I'm a success story on the lookout for a place to happen. Y'all get the privilege of watching this shit unfold live. In real time, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I just want it understood that the context matter. You know what I mean? I smile a lot, and I talk shit, and I kick it with my dudes, the whole nine, but that's purpose too. You know, in spite of what I'm going through, you could always find a positive perspective. In spite of what's happening around us, you could always find a view that's more appealing. And if you can't find one, then you need to create one. You know, motherfuckers talk that shit about baking cakes from scratch and making dollars out of 15 cents. And there shouldn't be no problem for you to whip up a batch of kindness for somebody. You know what I mean? I try to exercise that too. Anyhow, to summarize, I love my family. I've lost 2 brothers since I've been out within a 6-month period of time. I have not grieved. I do not know how to grieve. I know eventually I will. I ache inside because I have family that I've never seen, I've never touched, I've never smelled, I've never heard their laughter. I have nieces and nephews, cousins. I have a whole freaking tribe of the Thomas clan and our extensions all over Texas. I've never even been to Texas. I remember my dad told me once, and I don't know how true it is. So sis, if you listen to this, you can let me know, or mom, you can let me know how true this is. But I remember dad told me once that because all of my siblings have been to Texas, you know what I mean, except for me. I've only been to Cali. That's all I know. And I think my dad told me that when my mom was pregnant with me, he made sure she left Texas and went back to Cali so I could be born to LA General. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at you for that, Pops. You know what I'm talking about? You got that one right, player. But I think one of the elements that's truly missing out of my feng shui is some of that Texas vibe. So, you know, I'm coming home. I just don't know when. I don't know how. But it's definitely on my agenda. It's definitely on my to-do list. And it's definitely important to me because it don't feel good. It don't feel good living life if you gotta live it half dead. You know, and it just don't feel good. So, I love y'all, and I'm trying to bridge the gap between me and thee. But my prayer is that the Most High watch between us while we're absent one from the other. There's a few people that I would like to mention, but I don't really blast names. And so they know who they are. You still here, Kayla?
Yeah. Did you get to your appointment this morning?
I did. Christina took me.
Okay.
But there was some drama and some bullshit. I'm going to run it down to you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's kind of heavy, but I ain't discouraged and I ain't dismayed.
Oh, yeah, you got this.
For sure. You know I do.
Alright.
All right. You have a good night. Anyhow, I just wanted understood that I'm doing my very best. I'm doing my very best in a world that I don't know. And we'll see how it go. We'll see how it go. I don't have the people that I can bounce these thoughts off to. I don't have anybody whom I can call and say, hey man, you know, I'm thinking about this, or check this out, boo. I'm dealing with this situation and I don't really know if my thoughts are facts or just feelings. You know what I mean? I need somebody to bounce this off of so you can correct me or check me or upgrade me or whatever necessary. I don't have that. And so if I make mistakes, don't judge me that harshly. Because I'm sincere. If I'm nothing else, I'm sincere. And I cannot relate to the majority of y'all's triumphs, but I don't think it's a struggle I can't relate to. Finally, hit on this real quick. I love hard, and I love for life, and that applies to wherever I've loved. It never dissipates. Know that. And in regards to this election, because I have to hit on this real quick, because I really don't know if I'm going to make another video. I mean, I really anticipate this being my last little social media thingy, outside of some of the things that I'm promoting for loved ones, friends, families, and those that are near and dear to me. I'm not finna fuck around no more, because I have to push. And if I push like I push, last thing I'm gonna do is tell on myself by making videos and taking selfies and shit like that. So this election was really, really crazy. I don't want y'all to ever think that you had a choice. You didn't. If somebody give you a Dr. Pepper, a Coca-Cola, and a Sprite, and say, choose whatever you want to, you're not choosing whatever you want to. Understand that. You're choosing whatever they want you to choose, because they set the parameters of your choice. It's not really free will if you don't have the freedom to assert your will. I mean, you might like root beer. So how can you choose that if the only thing given to you is a Pepsi, a Coca-Cola, and a fucking 7-Up? So understand this election, understand it for what it is. You wasn't given a choice. You had to choose between shit and shitty shit. You had to choose between shit that's shitty and shitty shit. And while you choosing between shit that's shitty and shitty shit, all kinds of shit is going on overseas that they're trying to keep on the low with these distractions, the rubber snakes, because none of this matters. What matters is the world is standing by quiet while we have brothers and sisters that's being massacred. I've never been a patriot, partner. I am not proud to be American. I don't even consider my motherfucking self American. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't define who I am. It's a nationality. I'm bigger than the nation. You know what I mean? I come from a long line of kings and queens. You know, my roots run deep. I was thinking about spreading some more while you bullshitting, but that's a whole nother level of the game. My point is this. I've never been a patriot, but if I was, I'd be ashamed. I would be ashamed. I'm gonna keep everybody in my prayers. I believe in the power of prayer. No cap. My relationship with my Most High is boss. I chops it up with him on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, he do what I ask him to do. It's my relationship, mind your own business. I'm gonna keep y'all in my prayers, man. I really have positive intentions and vibes and energy and a whole lot of life to give, and that's all I want to do. I just want to be effective at it, and the only way I could be effective at it is if I learn me and master me, discipline me, learn how to make it do what it do, find my element, and that's what I'm on the chase for. And so if you see me in traffic, don't stop my motion. Say what's up and keep that shit pushing. You know what I mean? Because I'm on a mission, man. I ain't got a whole lot of time to be bullshit. That's what it is. Anyhow, thank y'all for listening. Those of you who have. And if I said anything disrespectful or upsetting, it was not my intention, and I humbly apologize. Y'all know what it is.